Hello everyone, Tom Matthews here from the Tom and Joanne team and residential realtor here in Concord. And today I'm coming to you as a BNI person. And BNI is a business networking group that I have been a member of for 15 years, primarily in the Concord chapter. And this year I started as the president, and kind of being back as president of the chapter. I was president about 10 years ago. It's exciting to be able to lead fellow people and to help improve others' lives. BNI has been extremely grateful to me. The best referral I ever got was the introduction to my wife, Amanda. So Amanda, I love you. And today I want to talk to people about how to effectively position yourself and how to network so that you have success. I mean, probably the biggest challenge that I see from people who are networking is that too quickly they go for the close and or they try to sell to every single person they meet. And networking is built on the concept of relationships, and BNI is built on the concept of giver's gain. So, I mean, if you take a step back and think about that, what you want to do if you're trying to effectively position yourself is you want to educate people. And, an exercise that we did in BNI this past week that was kind of brought forth by John Conti, our education coordinator, was what are two phrases that come up often in your business that your sales team should be listening for so that when a need arises, they think of you. And that's really what networking is all about. It is about positioning. There's a gentleman named Jack Trout. He wrote a book back in the 1980s called Positioning. And what he says in that book is that the goal of a marketer is to create a position in people's minds so that when a need arises, you're the first person or thing they think of. So you may be saying to yourself, well, I'm just an individual business owner. I don't have like a marketing staff. And that's okay. But if you've read the E-Myth by Michael Gerber, he says that every business owner has three personality types that they have to kind of embody. One is the technician. So that's the master of whatever field you're in. The second is the entrepreneur. That's where the marketing piece comes in. And the third is the manager. So if you're a sole proprietor or a small business owner and you're going out to networking events, you're going to chamber events, you're going to industry events, you're going to BNI events, you're going to provisors. If you're out there face to face, there are tools and ways to be effective. And there are also ways to really kill your business. Because I always say to people that when you're out with exposure to people, it is a blessing and it's a curse. It's a blessing because if done right, you can take your business to a whole new level. There is nothing more powerful than getting referrals. And over 17 years, Joanne and I have gotten to the point that we're about 90% referrals. We've sold 42 homes since January 1st, and 90% of them were from a referral. That is powerful. That is real numbers. I'm not saying that I'm an absolute expert, but I know I'm doing enough right to be able to help others. So when you're going to these events, one thing that I find is super effective is go to the website of the event and see if you can see a pre-registration list. See who's going to be there. Try and come up with a goal of who you want to meet. If you're going to an event and you're cold, you don't know anybody, go in there with the attitude that I want to educate and effectively meet people, find out if there are folks there that I like, and get their business cards. Meet with them, spend 5 minutes, use the Ford model if you want, which is family. Tell me about your family, occupation, recreation, dreams, Try to create some conversation, see if there's a connection on a human level. And if there is, say, I'd love to take your business card. Can I follow up with a note and we can get together for coffee? Too often I'm at these networking events and people will immediately try to sell to me and try and get me to buy their products. Well, listen, man, I don't want people to sell to me. If I like you, I'll use your product. But more importantly, I don't want to just get your business. I want to get into your network. They say that the average networker knows 250 people. I want to get access to those 250 people, and that's why you want to position yourself. I mean, I tell my coach that doesn't everyone have 5,000 connections on LinkedIn? And he said, no, not everyone has 5,000 connections on LinkedIn. So you want to find influencers. You want to find people who can get you in front of this mass audience. And the way you're going to do that is by creating a connection and positioning yourself and not having people feel like you're trying to sell to them. So that's a great tip for when you're in networking. Now, an important thing for positioning is that everyone in your life, everyone in your, they call it sphere of influence, needs to be educated that you get your business from referrals. Your mom needs to know that, your aunt, your siblings. You need to teach everybody that the way you get your business is referrals. I hear so many stories from small business owners, whether they're carpenters, realtors, mortgage lenders, whatever they do. They always say to me, man, my aunt, my cousin, my sister just hired so-and-so. I don't understand why they didn't hire me. And oftentimes it's because of us. It's because of a lack of education. I always say to a business owner, point your finger at somebody like this, and you might notice that one finger's pointing away, one's pointing up, and there are three pointing back at you. So if you're not getting the business that you think you should be getting, before you start yelling at other people, look at those three fingers that are pointing back at you and ask yourself, have I been doing a good job educating my sales team and telling them how I get my business and what a good referral is? You know, that's what positioning is all about. It's about telling the people in your life that know you, that like you, that trust you, that want to see you be successful, tell them how you grow your business. Give them the keys so that when an opportunity arises, they think of you and they refer you. So one of our past clients sent us a text message, I think it was Tuesday, and they said, hey, I was out walking with my neighbor, we walk all the time, and they mentioned that the mom just got put in a nursing home and they have a house to sell. And I immediately thought of you guys. I said, listen, I know this great real estate team, they're based in Concord, I think you should connect with them. And she was like, awesome. So now she told us that she made that referral, and what we did was we followed up and said, listen, either give us an email introduction, a text introduction, or give us the contact information for the person you're with, and we'll follow up with them. So they've done their part. They've set the stage. They got people excited to want to work with us, and we've done our job. We know that the messaging that we are sending out, whether it's e-newsletters, phone calls, text messages, emails, client parties, we know that we're engaging our sphere of influence in a capacity where they are referring us business. And that is the goal. You want to engage people. You want people to know that you care about them, and you want to give them the tools. You want to teach them how to help you. And of course, you know, the important thing is as you meet other business owners, like I'm taking on this year as being president, I want to help as many people as I can. So you don't want to, if you go to a networking event and you feel a connection with someone but they're selling to you, you can take that as an opportunity for education. But really work on, for most businesses, November, December, January, this is the time where it's super high level of prospecting. There's a ton of client events, there's a ton of holiday events. Make the most of those events. Go in there, shift your attitude, stand in positions when you're talking to people in an open format versus like a tight format where people are not welcoming, you know, and really make the most of these opportunities because you're setting the table. I'm in the off season right now for real estate, and I'm spending all of my time between now and like March trying to build my pipeline for the spring market because that's when we do all of our revenue. And so it's all about effective networking. So I hope this is helpful. Thank you for everyone who's watched today. And if you need anything, reach out to me at thetomandjoanneteam.com, and I'll talk to you next week. Cheers.